we are bringing you more and more as we go deeper and deeper into the Black Panthers. I, the musical sheriff, alongside the Roots Data.
Yes, I. And today we have the honor of having Mama C, who is also known as Charlotte Hill O'Neill, who is a member of the Black Panther, was an active member from the 60s and 70s. And we got to ask her a few questions about her part in the Black Panther movement and some of the inspiration and lessons that she learned from the movement as well. And so I'm super excited, to share this information. For me, Sheriff, I met Mama C maybe 10 years ago. Around when Tafari was one, and I went up to the UACC center where they're doing amazing. They've built a center up in Arusha,
yes,
and they're helping a lot of youths, education, and providing a place to stay for some of those who don't. So they've continued in the Black Panther spirit.
Yes.
And for me, I was able to go there with some of the Rasta brethren from Ethiopia, which was really amazing to just go and visit.
Yes.
And she's a poet, she's a musician, she's many things, and I'm super honored to having her on our show tonight. So here we are, Mama C introducing herself to the Vibes Nation.
Greetings to your listeners. This is Mama C, aka Charlotte Hill O'Neill, aka Oshotundi Basuyi, speaking to you from Embasani Village here in Arusha, Tanzania. And Embasani is the site of UAACC, United African Alliance Community Center. I'm so happy to share a little bit about our history and my experiences as a member of the Black Panther Party Kansas City chapter.
Welcome to the headquarters of Positive Vibes. This is C Sansekel on 104.5 Vibes Radio. Nobody can stop reggae.
Yes, I, right here on Season Second. Of course, we're playing the best mix of roots and lovers, more and more lovers. Of course, your own Season Second.
Yeah, man. Now, we got to listen to Mama C introducing herself. And I asked her a question, which I have always wanted to ask her, but every time I link with her, it's not the right time to ask. What was her motivation to join the Black Panthers?
When I was a teenager, I was growing up around so many news broadcasts, so many evidences of the civil rights movement, and I would see brothers and sisters who were trying to stand up for their rights, who were trying to get the right to vote, who were trying to be able to have the freedom to uplift themselves from the segregation that was running rampant in America. And I would see them being attacked by the police, by police dogs with fire hoses, the water of which was so powerful it would sometimes strip them of their clothes, being beaten. And I tell you, seeing those images and hearing the conversations of so many of my elders in the community really made me want to do something, anything that might help the situation. That was my main motivation for joining the Kansas City chapter of the Black Panther Party. But you know, me being a teenager and being around so many images of these fine black brothers in their berets and their shades and their leather jackets and boots, and seeing them marching not only in Kansas City but all over America, hey, that really kind of opened my eyes. But it wasn't just that. It was on the days that I would observe the community service, you know, feeding hundreds of children, both in Kansas City and all across America, in the free Breakfast for School Children program, seeing the way the Panthers help people to learn to read and write, especially during our political education classes. You know, seeing things like that, seeing how they would help people and help transport them to the prisons where their family members were incarcerated, the way they would help people who were welfare mothers, help them with their rights, You know, it was things like that that also motivated me and made me want to also walk down that path of community activism.
Playing real reggae music on Vibes Radio. This is Cease and Sickle on 104.5 Vibes Radio. Nobody can stop reggae.
We are starting it up with Mama C. Yes, talking about the Black Panthers and of course her experience, and we are getting to know more and more as we go deeper and deeper into the Black Panther experience right here.
Yeah, man. Now, I'm so happy. I was laughing my head off because Mama C is one of those people who, she is so funny. If you sit with her, she looks so serious. You don't expect like, you know, Black Panther, ne lion, yani. Hakuna ma jokes. But it's so funny when you ask Mama C, when we asked her earlier, what was her motivation? She told us, yani alikuwa real sana. Alikuwa real sana. Motivation ilikuwa community work and seeing how the brethren and how they were helping everybody. But also, those shades, those afros, those leather jackets, and those brethren. Ah, Lord.
Them are fine.
Fine boy, them.
Fine.
I love it. We're still speaking to Mama C, and we asked her when she joined the Black Panthers.
I joined the Black Panther Party when I was 18 years old, still in high school. As a matter of fact, I used to skip school so I could go to some of the rallies and to the political education classes that were in Kansas City, Missouri. It was Brother Pete O'Neill who was the founder and the chairman of the Kansas City chapter of the Black Panther Party. And as a matter of fact, when I was a girl in high school, 18 years old, I had cut out pictures of him and articles of him and some of the other pictures of brothers and sisters in the Black Panther Party, and I had them pasted all on my wall. I actually never knew that I would meet Brother Pete O'Neill, but oh, I did. And we have been together for 51 years, from the time I was 18 years old and he was 29. Now Brother Pete is 80 years old and I will be 70 years old in March. Now that's true love, y'all.
Vibes Radio, playing music for the people, by the people, to the people.
Right now, talking about the Black Panther movement, and I'm just loving the vibes because Mama C is just too real. If you are anywhere in Tanzania, guys, you can go to the UACC and see how you can support the youths there. They're amazing and you'll always feel very welcomed when you go there. Now, Mama C is just, she's OG sana. So she met Mzee Pete O'Neill, who is living together. They're living together in Arusha for the last God knows how long.
Yes.
And 51 years together.
It's actually the power of love, Naz. How you can crush on somebody and later on they become your life partner.
I'm telling you.
Alisema aliona picha zake, Moba kazipaste kwa nyumba yake, akapaste kwa room yake, akapaste kwa room yake. So then later on you end up with the same, marrying the same person who you had a massive crush on.
I can't even believe it. Does that mean, Sheriff, we need to start cutting out magazines and
I think so.
Asking the universe for the crushes to come closer, because she ended up with her crush, which is amazing. Now we also got a little bit serious with Mama C and asked about her activities as a Black Panther member and what she used to do there.
I love the fact that we all endeavored to practice community service, but we also endeavored to practice sexual equality, or maybe I should say equality among the sexes, where all of us Panthers, whether you are male or female, we were required to carry out certain duties, whether it was the OD, the officer of the day, in our offices, whether it was selling papers, the Black Panther newspaper, among people in our community and beyond. We used to even go to the universities. We would go to where the hippies hung out there on the plaza, and also hawking the papers right in our community. Whether you are male or female, you were required to do that. You were required to have weaponry training. And we would go out in the fields and learn how to break down our weapons and learn how to, we would have target practice also. The one thing that was a bit lacking when we were talking about equality among the sexes was when it came time to cook and to clean. A lot of the brothers would try to practice male chauvinism when it came to those duties. But you have to realize that brothers and sisters came from all walks of life to be members of the Black Panther Party. Some were college students, some were teachers, some were in the medical field, and some even came from the streets of Kansas City and beyond. So we were all trying to be politically educated, but we had to start at certain levels among all of us. One thing that we sisters did, when we saw evidence of male chauvinism, we would call it out and try to rectify that situation.
This is Cease and Settle on 104.5 Vibes Radio. Nobody can stop.
In case you didn't know who Mama C is she was a member of the Black Panther movement, and then the story continues. I want her to tell the story. She's living in Arusha for the last over 20 years, built a center there with Mzee Pete, and they're helping the community, continuing the Black Panther spirit of helping the community, only now it's happening in Africa, in Arusha, which is amazing. Now, we also asked Mama C what are the most memorable moments of her being in the Black Panther movement and why they decided to leave the United States of America.
When I'm asked about some of my most memorable moments as a member of the Black Panther Party, just about everything has been memorable. And just about everything has been a lesson that I have continued to embrace and carry over to the lifestyle that me and my husband of 51 years, y'all, Brother Pete O'Neill, continue to live here in Arusha, Tanzania. So, Brother Pete, being one of the leaders who was targeted by COINTELPRO, as many leaders, not only in the Black Panther Party, but in other revolutionary movements, were targeted. We eventually left thinking we would come back in 2 years. And this is because he had repeated threats of him being murdered once they had him in prison by the police. He already had 3 different cases that were unjustified and were literally made up, you know. And so when we left with the assistance of what I term the modern day Underground Railroad. And this modern Underground Railroad assisted many revolutionaries, Panthers, and even white mother country radicals, and brown berets and red berets, and so many comrades. We actually thought we would come back to the States within 2 years, but it was 20 years before I went back, and Brother Pete is still in exile here in Tanzania, so he hasn't been back at all.
Welcome to the headquarters of Positive Vibes. This is Cease and Settle on 104.5 Vibes Radio. Nobody can stop.